to my YouTube channel. Today the look I'm going to be doing is a look that's going to really showcase blue eyes. Today, instead of using colors that normally you see to showcase blue eyes, such as orange toned colors, gold shades, neutrals, or blues, today I'm going to be using a really bright berry red color, which you would not think is going to be something that's really going to make blue eyes pop out, but as you can see, it really draws attention to them. So today that color is going to be one of my favorite colors, which is by MAC. It's Cranberry. So today I'm going to be using that color, a couple other colors that could be substituted for colors that you already own if you don't have the exact colors that I'm using. But what I'm doing is just showing you a simple look that I wear really frequently that I really like. One of the things I really like about this look is I always get a lot of compliments on it, and most of the compliments come from men, which if you're like me, most men don't even really pay attention to my makeup. So when they say, "Oh, you look really pretty, I like your makeup today," I'm always like, note to self, that's a good look. Alright, so if you're interested in seeing how I did this look, stay tuned. Okay, today to get started, the first color that we're going to use after we've already primed our eye, what I've used today for the primer is Urban Decay's Primer Potion. The first color we're going to use is Cranberry by MAC. It's a really pretty reddish frost. So just taking a brush, I'm using a 217 here, we're going to just pack on the color, and then we're going to just be layering it just in a semicircle motion. You want to make sure that you get a lot of color in that inside corner of your eye. We're going to be just doing a semicircle like you're seeing that I'm creating right now, but what we don't want to do is worry too much about the outer edges because we're going to be blending those away in a second. The great thing about this look is it's really quick. Okay, so we've just packed on a little bit of color. Next color we're going to use is the Champagne Glow Trio by Stila. Taking a blender brush, here I'm using a MAC 217. I'm going to be dipping in that middle color. Just get a little bit of that dark red on there. Then taking that cranberry, I'm going to just dip in there too so that I'm just kind of layering the colors. And then starting in the outer corner, just going to be sweeping it up. Flipping the brush over, we're just going to sweep back and forth and then blend out a little bit. Just pulling the color up and out. Okay, as you can see on the other eye, it's a little softer, and where that's going to come into play is when we're using our highlighter. Okay, so like I said, really quick, the next color we're going to be using is Stila's Kitten. I'm just using a basic elf brush. You can use any powder brush. You could again use your 239 if you wanted to. Just going to be packing that on. And then I'm sweeping it over that top layer of that color as well. Okay, took it a little bit too far down, no problem, we're just going to sweep that back up a little bit. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is line our top line and our water line. Here you don't want to put the liner on the top of your lash because what that's going to do is it's actually going to smear with that red and it's going to create a really ugly line. But if you do your top line, it's actually going to create a really smooth effect, but keep your eye open. You want to be really careful here. Every time I do my top line, it always makes my eyes water. And then doing your water line as well. You want to bring it all the way into the inner crease. The one reason I'm using Stila, and by the way, this is Stila's Onyx, it's just a black pencil. I love these eyeliners because they create the thickest black line, but they also don't smear very much, which is great. Okay, using a smudger brush. This is my favorite smudger brush. This is actually by Sonia Kashuk. You can get it at Target. I think it's like $9 or $10, but it's really thin. It just creates a really good thing of color. Now going back, taking that cranberry, just going to be dabbing it on, and what we're going to do is just draw a line. What you want to do is make sure that you're not smearing the two colors together because you want the red to be on its own. Here I'm taking really short strokes, just packing on the color. This is also going to prevent that black eyeliner from smudging later in the day because the red's going to keep it in place. Now that you've got a pretty good concentrated color, taking that same brush that you used for the kitten earlier, we're going to go back and take that color a little bit, and we're just going to be dabbing it just right in there for a highlight color. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to get a nice little spotlight of color there. Now I'm taking L'Oreal's Voluminous mascara. Now on this, I want to make sure that I'm only putting it on my top lash line. If you put it on the bottom lash line with these colors, it kind of tends to fade out that red and you can't really see the pretty effect that you've made. Now what I do, now that I've got it on the top, I do it just on the very outer part of the bottom, going less than a quarter of the way in. Okay, so now you've got a really quick look using just the cranberry. You can actually not use the Stila's trio if you don't want to. I like it just to create a little bit of a difference in the color on the smoky eye part in terms of the crease, just to give it a couple extra colors of depth there, but you definitely don't need to do that if you don't want to. You can just use one color. It's a one color look.